Nostalgia aside, what is the gap between SGA and 01 Allen Iverson?
Substantial.
In favor of who?
SGA. It's not
SGA.
close.
Stop it. Get some help.
It's substantially better
It's not
than Allen
close.
Iverson. Substantially. I would hope Allen Iverson would agree.
What? Oh, hell no! That's hell no!
But
I don't
SGA
think
is-
Allen Iverson would agree.
I would hope.
Of course he
But maybe he
wouldn't.
wouldn't. I don't know.
That's talent.
But SGA is substantially better.
If I told you SJ having a better scoring season than AI did in 2001, how would you feel about that?
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
And I'm not talking about just
Also,
points per
I think
game either. I'm just talking about relative to the rest of the league, volume, efficiency, all that stuff.
Oh man, this is the problem. Like, this is the problem. These the type of guys that fuck it up for everybody else. And this video is not to bash Shai. I'm not shitting on Shai. Shai is literally my favorite basketball player in the NBA right now. You could just go back through my recent uploads and you'll figure that out really quick. But we cannot compare Shai scoring in today's game to Allen Iverson scoring in 01. It's not comparable. AI was the superior scorer. And if he was in this era, he would score at least 35 points per game. Niggas think just because you have a microphone, NBA League Pass, and a YouTube channel, you can talk basketball. It's just getting out of hand at this point, man. I want to start an international basketball podcast association because the standards and the requirements to talk basketball, it has to be raised. Like, somebody has to raise the standards. We've actually reached the point where we're disrespecting AI. Allen Iverson, Bubba Chuck, the answer? This is why you need more hoopers in the basketball talk space, because shit like this happens. We got guys who couldn't go to any basketball court in America, stand on the sideline and get picked up talking basketball. It's disgusting, egregious, diabolical. The standard we need, this is the standard. This is the standard we need. I'm gonna make up a standard on the spot right now. If you can't make a layup with your non-dominant hand, left or right, you can't talk basketball. If you can't make 1 out of 7 free throws, if you got the chance, you can't talk basketball. If you can't run baseline to baseline without getting tired, you cannot talk basketball. That's the standard. Unless you play pro basketball, college basketball, or even high school basketball at a high level. Because I know some hoopers, you know, they used to hoop, but they're out of shape now. But these other guys, we need to stop it. We just need to stop it. Just because you watch basketball on Twitter and YouTube on highlights, don't make you a basketball expert. Or even somebody who can even speak on basketball in the way that you know what you're talking about. And I get some of the younger guys on this panel talking like this. But the older guy, I don't know his name, but he looks like the supposed elder statesman of this panel. He just letting these niggas get away with this shit. I understand they're not old enough to have lived through the experience of Allen Iverson or really understand what was going on at the time, but your old ass, you look like you lived through the Bill Russell, Bob Cousy, Hakeem Olajuwon, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. You look like you lived through both world wars, 1 and 2. You saw the sequel to the First World War. And that's why the older legends don't respect new school basketball and the way they talk, because there's never any context given when it comes to these discussions. Your old ass really gonna sit up there and let this Pepper the Pig sounding motherfucker say that about Allen Iverson? Oh, I would hope Allen Iverson would agree too. What? And you talking about, oh, it's not even close. It's not even close. Like, that's the commentary you got? It's not even close. It's not even. What is your old ass up there for? We need a discussion on why your old ass up there. For what reason? For what purpose? First of all, let's just start at the most basic, fundamental part of this conversation. Allen Iverson was barely 6 foot. I know Wikipedia or Google or ESPN says 6'1", but everybody knows the NBA adds a couple inches to your height. So I'm just gonna take an inch off. He was barely 6 foot. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is 6'6". Like, why didn't anybody on the panel even broach that part of the conversation? This is the problem. Like, we don't even get to the basic fundamental parts of any debate. You comparing a 6 foot tall guy to a 6'6" guy and comparing their efficiency numbers. Anybody knows that the taller a player is, the more efficient they are. AI and SGA has a 6-inch height difference. That's like comparing Kobe's efficiency numbers to Shaquille O'Neal efficiency numbers. 6'6" to 7 foot. Would that even make sense? No, but nobody on this panel would even bring that up. Allen Iverson was a 6 foot 30 point per game scorer in the land of giants. Easily the best pound for pound scorer in the league. Then we get to Buddy in the glasses looking like a fucking substitute teacher talking about, what if I told you that SGA this season is having a better scoring season than Allen Iverson 01 when he won the MVP? Relative to the volume and relative to the league. Bro, just because you got glasses on don't make you smart. Because you sound dumb and you're not even right. It's not right. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is scoring 32.3 points per game. His team is scoring 118.4 points per game. So on a nightly basis, Shai is scoring 27.3% of his team's points total per game. Now let's look at Allen Iverson. He was scoring 31.1 points per game in 2001. His team was scoring 94.7 points per game. That's 32.8% of his team's points per game per night. So you're wrong there. Let's just start there. You're wrong. AI was carrying a bigger load in terms of scoring per night for his team than Shai is doing right now. Then you said relative to the league. The league was totally different. It was a totally, completely different game. Allen Iverson was playing with two bigs who couldn't shoot. The spacing was way off. It's not the same game. Shai gets to play 5-out basketball. I know you don't understand that because you never played basketball before. That's what it sounds like to me. Every single player that Shai's playing with on the court has the ability to make a three-point shot. The OKC Thunder averages 39 threes attempted per game. That's a totally different game than what Allen Iverson was playing in. The 0-1 Philadelphia 76ers didn't even attempt, let this sink in, didn't even attempt 10 threes per game. So he was getting 30 points per game with the worst spacing imaginable. Allen Iverson used to get knocked on his ass on a nightly basis going to the rim. There's always 4 bigs in the paint when Allen Iverson played. Shai has not experienced that. Let's just take game 1 of SGA's last playoff series. Against the Dallas Mavericks, he scored 29 points. Very respectable, very good. But if you look deeper into the stat sheet, you can see that every single player on his team took multiple threes. 3 of them took 5 threes. That's a guy playing 5-out basketball. He gets to go one-on-one with his defender most of the game. And if there is help, it's slight help or the help is late because they have to respect every single player on the court with him. Allen Iverson never had that luxury. Now let's look at game 1 of the 2001 NBA Finals. Allen Iverson scored 48 points against the Shaq and Kobe Lakers. He averaged 35 for the series. But when we get into the box score of the game, you will see that the Sixers took 11 total threes in this game. And you could say, oh, that's normal. They take 9.8 threes per game on the season. But really look at it. Allen Iverson took 8 of these threes. So outside of him, there was a total of 3 3-pointers attempted. That's the type of spacing that Allen Iverson was dealing with while averaging 35 points per game in the finals. Then we want to talk about efficiency. Like I said, this was a totally different NBA. In 2001, NBA teams attempted a total of 13.7 threes per game. Today's NBA, they're shooting 37.5 threes per game. Totally different spacing from the older days. There's also more possessions per game in today's basketball. In 01, there was 80 shots taken at the rim per game. Today, 89. Another 9 field goals attempted per game. So scoring is up. The league's overall field goal percentage was only 44.3. Today is 46.5, but that's because it's a more efficient game based purely off the spacing provided in today's gameplay. Just look at the All-NBA first team of 2001. The other first team All-NBA guard was Jason Kidd, and he shot 41%. So really, he was right there in line with his peers. We really need to get more hoopers into the basketball YouTube space, man. There should be a requirement that anybody who's talking about basketball on YouTube needs to play at least 1 pickup basketball game per week, because at this point, these guys just don't even know how it feels to be on a basketball court. I just need the people who talking about basketball to know how it feels to be on a basketball court. Because if you go to the park one time with your friends one day and all of them can't shoot, you will feel how Allen Iverson felt. You would know why Allen Iverson efficiency was low. You would know that Allen Iverson had to carry more, do more with less than what Shai has done. Once you've gone to the rim a couple times and you see 5 people there, you will understand the Allen Iverson experience. That's not what Shai has been dealing with. So to say that Shai is having a better scoring season than Allen Iverson without giving any context to the gameplay in the era of basketball he was in, it's illogical. It doesn't make sense. And because all these guys have Basketball Reference and all these new fan pages where you can compare stats to players, they think they're experts, but really they don't understand what's actually going on the basketball court. And I haven't even mentioned the impact of AI scoring. His scoring as the lead guard for his team brought them all the way to the NBA Finals. Maybe Shai gets there this year, but we haven't seen it yet. But he compared SGA scoring this year to AI scoring in 01, and we saw what AI did in 01. He went to the finals. SGA's scoring impact has to either match that or surpass that by winning a championship. That's the only argument he would have, impact on winning, because AI has every other argument down pat. But what do you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.